Big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
From straight up clowning Jay-Z for allegedly trying to look like a famous gay painter, to putting him on blast saying his whole come-up is really just tied to wifing Beyonce.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies came rolling in, buddy.
50's been on Hov's neck for decades, but now Jay finally fires back, breaking his silence in a clip that's lighting the timeline up. Let's get into it. The Super Bowl scandal that almost wasn't. Aight, so check it. There's been something low-key brewing in the hip-hop streets for a minute now, something that most folks sleeping on and don't really get, and it involves two of the most powerful cats in the whole music game going bar for bar in a battle that goes way deeper than just the studio, way deeper than who's charting where, and straight into the corporate boardrooms and power moves that decide who eats, who gets put on, and who gets left outside the club looking through the window. And what makes this whole situation extra spicy, like really got the cookout talking, is that we ain't just chopping it up about some dusty beef from the late 90s that should have been dead and buried with them FUBU jerseys and Rocawear fits. Nah fam, we talking about something that popped off way more recently, something that 50 Cent is saying Jay-Z straight up orchestrated behind the scenes to keep him off one of the biggest stages in the whole country. We talking about the Super Bowl gang. Y'all might remember February 13th, 2022, Super Bowl 56 halftime show out at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, Cali. The streets was hyped because they was saying it was gonna be a historic moment for the culture. First time the halftime show was really gonna put hip-hop front and center with Dre, Snoop, M, Mary J, and K-Dot all hitting that stage together. And then, out of nowhere, like a ghost from the early 2000s, 50 Cent pulled up hanging upside down, dropped in Da Club doing that iconic pose from the video, and had the whole internet lit up with memes and throwback vibes. But according to Fifth himself, that legendary moment almost got axed. And the reason? He says it got a name, Jay-Z. Now peep the power dynamics at play here, cause this is where it gets real in these suburban streets. Since 2019, Jay-Z's company Roc Nation been locked in with the NFL to run the whole Super Bowl halftime show operation, which means Hov basically got major pull over who gets picked, how it's produced, and the whole creative vision. This the man who pretty much decides who gets that career-changing moment on the most watched stage in American TV, no cap. And according to 50, Jay used that juice to try to keep him out the building.
Jay-Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem, that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago.
Back in December 2024, 50 pulled up on Cameron's show Come Talk to Flea and aired everything out. He broke down how Jay went straight to Dre and M and told them he ain't want 50 nowhere near that performance. But here's where it gets real interesting and real telling about that day one loyalty between 50 and Eminem. That's some ride or die type bond right there.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I just
threatened.
Yeah,
possibly.
Not even threatened. You know, I think it's just when you take the competition from, like, our culture is competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that.
You heard that? 50 ain't even talking about creative differences or no scheduling conflicts, homie. He's straight up accusing Jay-Z of using his corporate position to deliberately block another artist's come up. And when you really sit with that, when you really let that marinate, you start to see this ain't just about two rappers who ain't rocking with each other like that. This about power moves, control, and what goes down when old beefs from the hood get weaponized in them corner offices. But hold up, the plot gets even thicker, cause 50 also dropped that Eminem basically gave the NFL an ultimatum, said he wasn't gonna perform unless 50 was included. Tony Yayo, 50's Day One G Unit fam, confirmed this whole version of events when he sat down with DJ Vlad.
But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. Come on.
Wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
You didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hated. Yeah,
I remember
pushed for it,
Eminem was like, I'm not gonna do it unless 50 does it.
Think about what that means for a sec, fam. One of the most hyped halftime shows in Super Bowl history almost lost Eminem, one of its biggest draws, a certified legend, because Jay-Z allegedly tried to keep 50 off that stage. That ain't just some petty beef no more. That's the type of corporate snake moves that can cost networks millions of dollars and have a whole organization looking crazy on the biggest night of the year. 50 been speculating on why Jay would go that hard to keep him out. In that Hollywood Reporter interview interview from July 2024, he said it straight. They wanted to leave me out of it. It was them fighting for me to stay out of it. It should be in the NFL paperwork now. Eminem is not performing without 50. And then in October 2024, when he pulled up on The Breakfast Club, 50 doubled down on all of it, saying Jay had blocked him and that at first they was trying to pin it on the NFL to avoid any direct smoke. But 50 peeped the game. His people in the industry told him exactly where that resistance was coming from. So what could possibly make one of hip-hop's biggest bosses allegedly try to sabotage another artist's Super Bowl bag? According to 50 himself, it all comes back to competition that done stretched way past just the music.
When it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It just don't make sense. Like, what are we competing for? What's the
50 Cent has theorized that his massive success in television production, his power franchise on Stars has become a cultural phenomenon, has positioned him as a direct competitor to Jay-Z's entertainment business ventures. It's no longer about who has the hottest 16 bars or the biggest first week sales. This is about empires, about market share, about who controls the narrative of hip-hop's business future. And perhaps most revealingly, 50 Cent noted that the NFL initially took the public fall for the controversy, but he knew it was Roc Nation's call all along. The corporate shield was up, the plausible deniability was in place, but 50 Cent wasn't fooled. He knew exactly who was pulling the strings. What makes this allegation even more explosive is that Jay-Z has never publicly addressed it, not once. His silence on the matter has spoken volumes to fans on both sides of the fence, some interpreting it as dignified refusal to engage in petty drama, others seeing it as tacit admission that 50 Cent's accusations might carry more truth than anyone in Jay-Z's camp would like to admit. The story has fueled broader discussions across social media and hip-hop circles. In September 2024, Cameron and Maze speculated that Jay-Z blocked Lil Wayne from performing at the 2025 Super Bowl due to old beef, drawing clear parallels to what allegedly happened with 50 Cent. A pattern was emerging in the public consciousness, a pattern of Jay-Z using his corporate position to settle old scores and keep rivals off the biggest stages. Social media reactions have been predictably divided. Some fans side with 50 Cent, calling Jay-Z petty or a gatekeeper who abuses his position of power. Others defend Jay-Z, pointing to 50 Cent's well-documented history of instigating beefs and suggesting this might just be another chapter in his endless trolling campaign. The truth, as always, likely lies somewhere in the complicated middle ground between these perspectives. What remains indisputable is that no official statements from the NFL, Roc Nation, or Jay-Z have ever confirmed or denied 50 Cent's allegations, leaving his narrative to dominate the discourse. And that silence speaks volumes to those who are paying attention. But to truly understand why this conflict runs so deep, why Jay-Z would allegedly go to such extreme lengths to keep 50 Cent off the Super Bowl stage, we need to go back to the very beginning, the origins of an eternal war. Every great hip-hop rivalry has its origin story, and the tension between Jay-Z and 50 Cent traces back to a time when Curtis Jackson wasn't yet the platinum-selling, vitamin water millionaire we know today. Back in 1999, he was just a hungry rapper from Queens with a record deal that wasn't going anywhere, and about 40 songs recorded that nobody seemed to care about. So 50 Cent did something audacious, something that would set the tone for his entire career. He decided to rob everyone. Not literally, of course, but metaphorically. Drawing inspiration from the notorious B.I.G.'s 1993 track, Just Playing Dreams, where Biggie fantasized about sleeping with female R&B stars, 50 Cent flipped the concept into a robbery theme. The result was How to Rob, a track where he fantasized about robbing virtually every famous rapper and singer in the industry, and he didn't leave Jay-Z out. The bar went like this: what Jigga just sold? Like 4 mil? He got something to live for? Don't want to putting 4 through that Bentley coupe door? It was bold, it was disrespectful, and it was exactly the kind of guerrilla marketing that an unknown rapper needed to get noticed. The song spread like wildfire through white label vinyls distributed to DJs like Funkmaster Flex at Hot 97, getting up to 650 spins weekly and circulating through mixtapes in major cities. Suddenly, everyone in hip-hop was talking about this kid from Queens who had the audacity to name drop over 40 artists in a robbery fantasy. But while most of the targets either laughed it off or ignored it entirely, Jay-Z decided to respond. And his response would establish the dynamic between them for the next 25 years. At Hot 97's Summer Jam in 1999, Jay-Z delivered a now legendary freestyle that included the line, "I'm about $1. What the f*** is 50 Cent?" It was dismissive, clever, and perfectly encapsulated Jay-Z's approach, positioning himself as the established currency while reducing 50 Cent to literal change. The line would later appear on It's Hot, Some Like It Hot from Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, released December 1999. Produced by Timbaland, the track featured Jay-Z boasting about his superiority with bars like, "Go against Jigga, yo ass is dense, I'm about $1. What the f*** is 50 cents?"
There ain't never been no 50 Cent Jay-Z conversations, questioning whether there was a competition between the two of them. There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records, plural, 2 of them sold 5 million.
50 Cent didn't stay quiet. In 2000, he released Be a Gentleman, a direct response where he questioned Jay-Z's street credibility. "Jay-Z, please, you a sham, a con, a fake, 41-year-old talking he run New York, give me a break." He mocked Jay's age, his image, and his claims of authenticity, suggesting that commercial success didn't equate to real street respect. The back and forth might have escalated further, but fate intervened in the most brutal way possible. On May 24th, 2000, 50 Cent was shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house in Queens, an attack he miraculously survived, but which led Columbia Records to drop him and shelve his debut album, Power of the Dollar. The shooting effectively pressed pause on the rivalry. 50 Cent spent the next 2 years recovering, rebuilding, and grinding on mixtapes, while Jay-Z continued his dominance with albums like The Blueprint in 2001. The beef simmered in the background as both men focused on their respective paths, but when 50 Cent emerged again in 2002, signed by Eminem and Dr. Dre to Shady-ish Aftermath, everything changed. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', dropped in February 2003 and sold 872,000 copies in its first week, eventually going diamond. Tracks like In Da Club and 21 Questions dominated every radio station in America. Suddenly, the question wasn't whether 50 Cent was legitimate, it was whether anyone could stop him, and Jay-Z knew it. In a 2013 Breakfast Club interview, Jay-Z admitted that he had warned his Rockefeller artists about 50's impending dominance. "I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming." What followed was a period of uneasy coexistence. In 2003, the two appeared on the same Reebok commercial and co-headlined the Rock the Mic tour. They even collaborated occasionally, with Jay rapping over 50's beats and 50's G-Unit shoes, outselling Jay's S. Carter line 6-1, according to 50's boasts. But beneath the surface, the tension never fully dissipated. 50 Cent consistently positioned himself as more commercially successful internationally, pointing to numbers that painted a stark picture.
There's a huge difference in who we are with each other internationally. Let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there, because America can be purchased. We can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around to change the way the rest of the world feels about you.
50 Cent has also been remarkably candid about what he perceives as Jay-Z's core weakness, his tendency to avoid direct confrontation. Rather than handling conflicts himself, 50 claims Jay-Z has always put other people in front of him.
See, he's a piece of work, man. He always put somebody in front of him. When Jada came for him, he put Beanie in front of him. And Beanie went back and forth with Jadakiss. When Cam came for him, he put True Life in front of him. And they went back and forth. And he just didn't compete.
This critique extends to Jay-Z's public persona as well. 50 Cent famously called Jay-Z the coolest punk in hip-hop, a deliberate contradiction suggesting that Jay's polished, business-like presentation makes him approachable in ways that actually undermine his respect in the streets.
Jay's the coolest punk in hip-hop. His presentation makes people decide to say,
oh man,
you know, because he's big, and his take on it is bigger than the actual art form. He won't actually compete.
The implications are clear. 50 Cent views Jay-Z as someone who plays the game differently, avoiding direct beef, using corporate structures as shields, and letting others fight his battles. Whether that's strategic brilliance or weakness depends entirely on who you ask. The business rivalry between them extended far beyond music. In 2004, 50 Cent partnered with Glacio, makers of vitamin water, choosing an equity stake over a flat endorsement fee. When Coca-Cola acquired Glacio in 2007 for $4.1 billion. 50's share reportedly netted him an estimated $60 to $100 million after taxes. Meanwhile, Jay-Z sold the rights to his Rocawear clothing brand to Iconic's Brand Group in 2007 for $204 million in cash. Both deals were landmark achievements, but 50 Cent never missed an opportunity to position his vitamin water windfall as the smarter, more lucrative play. The business shade continued through the years, with each man building empires that would inevitably compete for the same cultural space. By 2007, their rivalry took another twist when Kanye West's Graduation and 50 Cent's Curtis were released on the same day in what became the most anticipated sales battle in hip-hop history. When Kanye won decisively, 957,000 to 691,000 first week, 50 Cent accused Jay-Z of orchestrating Kanye's victory to defeat him by proxy, using his Def Jam presidency to ensure Kanye had every advantage. The accusation fit into 50's broader narrative of Jay-Z as a chess player who never dirties his own hands. But there's another dimension to this rivalry that 50 Cent has explored in recent years, one that touches on Jay-Z's most significant personal relationship: the Grammy theory. If you thought the Super Bowl allegations were explosive, wait until you hear what 50 Cent has been saying about Jay-Z's Grammy wins. In multiple interviews throughout 2023 and 2024, 50 Cent has advanced a theory that has both entertained his fans and infuriated Jay-Z's supporters: that Jay-Z's massive Grammy success, he now holds 25 wins, making him the most awarded rapper in history, is directly tied to his marriage to Beyonce rather than his own musical merit.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies came rolling in, buddy.
Now, to be completely fair and accurate here, Jay-Z actually had 4 Grammy wins before his first collaboration with Beyonce, not one as 50 claims, but his broader point that Jay-Z's wins accelerated dramatically after his association with Beyonce began does hold some statistical truth. Of Jay-Z's 25 total Grammy wins, 21 came after 2004, coinciding with joint projects and his evolving image as a mogul and family man. 50 Cent has connected this to what he sees as Jay-Z's calculated image transformation.
So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
This argument fits into 50 Cent's broader critique of the Grammy Awards as an institution that rewards image over authenticity. He's repeatedly pointed out that Tupac Shakur never won a Grammy despite his immense cultural influence, using this as evidence that the Recording Academy values polished, safe artists over raw hip-hop pioneers. 50 Cent himself has 3 Grammys, which might explain some of his skepticism, but his critiques extend beyond personal grievance. He's positioning himself as a truth-teller in an industry he believes rewards relationships over talent. But perhaps no aspect of 50 Cent's recent commentary on Jay-Z has been more provocative than his persistent connections between Jay-Z and Jean-Michel Basquiat.
He imaged himself after a gay painter. Your big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We were talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
That's 50 Cent accusing Hav of modeling his whole look after Jean-Michel Basquiat. And while the comment might seem random, it speaks to Fifth's willingness to come at Jay-Z from every possible angle: his appearance, his authenticity, his business dealings, his personal relationships. 50 Cent called Jay-Z's 444 album golf course music, basically saying it was elitist and out of touch with the streets that made Hav famous in the first place. He'd been clowning Jay-Z's appearance with memes, suggesting he got old real fast. The irony of this entire saga is not lost on hip-hop observers. Here we have 2 men who rose from nothing, one from the Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, the other from the streets of Queens, who built billion-dollar empires and should, by all accounts, have mutual respect for each other's hustle. Instead, they've spent 25 years engaged in a Cold War that has evolved from rap battles to business conflicts to social media trolling. 50 Cent has been remarkably consistent in his assessment of the situation. He doesn't necessarily dislike Jay-Z on a personal level. They're cordial when they encounter each other in person, but he fundamentally disagrees with what he perceives as Jay-Z's mode of operation: the use of corporate power to settle personal scores, the hiding behind business structures to avoid direct confrontation, the cultivation of a safe image that protects him from the consequences of his moves. That's 50 Cent in a nutshell. He likes his stage uncomfortable. He likes knowing that anyone who steps to him him will face immediate consequences. He's built his entire persona on being the opposite of what he perceives Jay-Z to be. Confrontational, where Jay is calculating. Public, where Jay is private. Aggressive, where Jay is diplomatic. One thing is certain, this rivalry isn't going anywhere. As long as 50 Cent has an Instagram account and Jay-Z has a corporate empire, the shots will keep firing, some subtle, some explosive, but all of them keeping hip-hop's longest-running Cold War burning for another day. What makes this particular moment in their history so compelling is the convergence of multiple storylines. We have the Super Bowl allegations casting doubt on how entertainment gatekeeping really works. We have the Grammy theory challenging the legitimacy of music's highest honors. We have the allegations that Jigga's trying to fashion himself like an undercover brother. And we have two men who built everything from nothing, now separated by philosophy more than anything else. 50 Cent moves through the world with his chest out, unafraid of consequences, posting through controversies that would make most celebrities retreat to their publicists. Jay-Z operates in silence, letting lawyers and corporate structures do the heavy lifting, rarely dignifying accusations with public responses. They represent two fundamentally different approaches to power: the gladiator and the emperor, the street corner and the boardroom, the comment section, and the contract clause. Perhaps the most telling aspect of this entire saga is that despite everything, the diss tracks, the sales battles, the business competition, the social media trolling, the Super Bowl allegations, neither man has ever truly destroyed the other. Both remain standing at the top of their respective empires. Both have achieved things that would have seemed impossible to their younger selves. And both, whether they'd ever admit it or not, have pushed each other to become better, hungrier, more strategic versions of themselves. That's the nature of rivalries that last a quarter century. They stop being about hate and start being about definition. Each man exists partially in opposition to the other, their identities forever intertwined in the story of hip-hop's corporate era. So the next time you see 50 Cent post another meme about Jay-Z or catch wind of another allegation about blocked opportunities and corporate sabotage, remember that you're watching something bigger than beef. You're watching two kings fight for the same throne, using weapons that didn't exist when either of them started rapping. And if history is any indication, we're nowhere near the final chapter. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.